there are evidence.
Okay.
So in every thing you upload, you have to have evidence. You have to prove what you're saying. So this is something that easily can be checked.
Okay. And you mentioned before about the accredited auditors, and I'm not hiding that we also, as a company, we carry out pre-audits, unofficial audits, because you correctly said that no one at the moment is officially accredited. What happens though if there is a number of companies, including us, where we have somehow interpreted the requirements in our own way? I mean, I'm sure that we in Prevention and Sea, we have interpreted the requirements according to our Prevention and Sea standards, let's say. I'm sure there are other companies that they have done similar thing, and then they visit companies and they carry out this unofficial audit. So I'm sure that if I go to the same company, and this is something that happened in the past, and they try to compare what I believe with what other company believes for the same company, there might be similar, but there might be also some gap. Yeah. So how are we going to ensure?
This is what we try to do with DryBMS. We had these problems with TMSA. Not big problems, but sometimes we had these problems, especially when the charter did not appoint an accredited surveyor to do the audit, but the same fellow from the charter would come and audit you. Okay, that means that Shell could have a different opinion with BP for the same thing. And this is what we are trying to avoid with DryBMS. DryBMS is more specific, does not have vague requirements. So requirements are very specific, and it is to the company to prove that they comply with the requirement or they are not. It's not a gray area. It's either a yes or a no. You comply, and this is how I comply. I don't comply, I will improve it. So I don't think there will be many differences in different auditors. An accredited auditor will be an auditor that will have ISO accreditation, experience, competency, will have done this job for many years, and following the standard, it's very easy for them to conclude in the same result. So I believe that if we have two different audits by two different auditors for the same company, they will find the exact same things.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Spyros. I think part of the new technical committee of DBC and so on will be the training.
Of course.
So
of the accredited auditors.
Of the accredited auditors.
So there will be some clarification, so it will not be prevention.
So there will be a standardization.
Standardization and also some guidelines to the surveyors, to the verifiers.
On this element,
how they are going to cope with all these things. But again, it's something under development.
Sure.
It's a baby. I told you, it's a baby. We have to grow it up.
One question that comes to my mind is that have you have in mind that you have to ensure somehow, and maybe you have a committee to do that, I'm not sure, that DryBMS has to be aligned with other standards in the industry, like either convention like ISM or a standard like RISQ, which comes from RightShip. So because again, that's my interpretation, I have noticed some kind of, let's say, misalignment between the standards. When I say misalignment,
that's the work of the DryBMS committee.
Okay.
The DryBMS committee will be manned by charters and owners together. RightShip will be there, Intercargo will be there, owners will be there, charters will be there. I am sure they are competent people. They can sit down and discuss how to implement one standard in both areas. So every requirement that it is not in the DryBMS and it is in risk, and it is considered logical to be in the DryBMS will be the DryBMS. This is what the DryBMS committee will do.
Can I add?
Of course.
Yes.
Pepper, not salt, please.
No, I'm just thinking. Risk and any other questionnaire that is available in the market, Mer Solution and whoever else, you have as well your own questionnaires.
Yeah, Rio Tinto has their own.
Rio Tinto have their own.
NYK has their own.
NYK have their own.
You have your own? No, not yet.
I have my own personal.
This is what we are trying to sort out.
These are just checks. These are checks. We check the end result, what you do and what outcome it has. So if we stick to risk that is well known and published and so on and so forth, risk has questions. It says you have hydraulic pipes on deck, you must have a save all around. This is the end result. Guy comes on board, sees hydraulic pipes, he wants to see a save all. You don't have a save all, you get the finding. DryBMS goes miles in front. DryBMS is the spark that makes me think that I need a system for my hydraulic systems and possible leaks. So if I have a leak, what am I going to do about it? How I'm going to manage it? So DryBMS actually goes to the question how and why, and goes to the management side.
Yeah, because risk goes to the vessel side.
Goes to the vessel side.
Mostly.
What actually you do when you are on board and how you manage it, the master must have a ship handling course. Master, ship handling course. He has, tick, done. But DryBMS says you must ensure your masters are trained and qualified for this type of vessels and they have received appropriate and modern and suitable training, and one of them could be this and this and this and this and this. So the process of DryBMS goes far ahead, goes in the planning. One supplements the other because risk is your end mirror, how you actually, your vessel is and how your crew are behaving and implementing the procedures. I'm going to ask the second officer, show me how you do this, your EGDs, your updates, and so on. This is the end result. But DryBMS goes beyond how you manage your EGDs, how you manage the training about your second officers, how you ensure they know all these processes, how you update them, how you make them aware of the requirements, how you make them familiar with how things are changing, and so on. So DryBMS goes to how and why. And it's up to me to do this how and why. And this is why it is so crucial for the ship management companies to have their own reflection and understand why they are doing things, why I'm doing these things, what is the benefit, what I'm trying to save. Sorry, I spoke a lot.
No, that's very constructive. Thank you very much. Yeah. And
one is operational, the result is operational. I have improved or not improved my operations because of this, and this is highlighted in the risk inspection outcome. But the other is managerial, how I manage, and not only managerial, it is leadership, where I want to go, where I aim to go.
So you mentioned just now the word leadership, and before you mentioned also culture.
Yes.
So why is it so difficult to change the culture in our industry? Because you mentioned the word culture and change many times.
It's not difficult in our industry. It's difficult in general. To change the culture of your family, to change the culture of your children, to change the culture of yourself. It's not the industry. It's difficult to change culture. It takes time.
It takes time.
And it takes effort. Sorry to intervene.
No. 100%. I was going to say the same. Yeah. For me, the key point to change culture is the individual must see the benefit. We are adult, not the benefit in monetary terms, the benefit in doing my job better and safer. Once I manage to make my people agree and accept that by doing this process that way and not the other way that we used to do 40 years ago, it's better, and believes in it, then he or she will gradually adopt it because it makes his or her life safer and easier. That is why we need to have tools. The tools, which is down in the tier, not big words. The tools must be actually making the life of the people easier. So we have to be very, very careful how we implement DryBMS through our system and processes, not make the life difficult because we're gonna get resistance.
I'm cutting him off. Do you still believe that there are companies out there that they have PMS in an Excel?
Yes, I do. I have seen that. Yes.
So, what to say? We need to improve. Culture is difficult to change. It takes time, it takes effort, and it takes leadership. Because everything comes from the top, not with obligation to do, but by example.
And what would you answer to someone that says, okay, I will go up to basic or intermediate level because it's not mandatory to go upwards
to excellence or whatever.
To excellence. And in case I decide maybe at a later stage to move towards excellence, then this will create too much cost to me. So is DryBMS asking things to do when you go upwards that will, let's say, force companies to spend more money or change their procedures or implement new procedures that will be costly enough to say no? What do you think?
It's up to every company to decide what they have to do. The only thing that they have to do is own what they have.
Own their own process.
Own what they have. If they want to get better, they can get better. If they don't want, they can stay as they are. As I told you, everybody is one in DryBMS. Otherwise, you don't follow regulations. Otherwise, you have the risk to be stopped in every port of the world. So you are one. You want it or not, you are one. After that, if you want to improve, you can improve.
Okay. I say exactly what Spyros said. It's a decision by each organization that is there to make money and make business and so on, whether he wants to play in Champions League, whether he wants to play in local Athens football championship. If you want to play in Champions League, you have to invest.
And big shipping companies that they exist and they have procedures for many years. What is your feeling? I mean, you work in Maran. You are one of maybe the biggest company. Was it difficult for you to implement DryBMS?
Maran is part of Achtypis group. Achtypis group is very fortunate to have 4 types of vessels under management. We have dry bulk, we have tankers, we have gas carriers, and recently we have shuttle tankers. We don't have yet passenger and so on, but who knows?
Maybe you have Panagiotis next year.
For sure. So that's the gossip of the...
You have a fleet of football teams.
So the benefit of being in an organization like that, and we are 6th in the world. And we are the largest private-owned organization. All the organizations above us are all stock listed. So we are the largest private organization in shipping. The benefit for a group is that we did not have, and this is something I worked on the first day I joined the group. We had standard systems. Okay, few differences about maintenance, about accesses. Other type is the tanker, other type is the gas. We have, but generally, the safety management system requirements of the 3 organizations were and are. When I joined, they were maybe Maran Dry was really lucky. Now we have 90% similarity of what's going on. So the process was not difficult because already the organization was following TMSA standards and VIQ requirements and all these things. The effort was done to focus on the gaps that we had. For sure we had gaps against the specific DryBMS standard, which we had to work upon. And the biggest difficulty that every company is facing is persuade your colleagues, your co-managers, your management team, your operators, your coordinators to review and own the process and do their own gap analysis and say, this is what it says here, this is what you do, is there a gap, how can we do it better? This was a difficult part. It took minutes, hours and hours of meetings, disagreements, fights, what bullshit is that, oh, this and that. Now we have managed to smoothen all these things, and I think we are in a very good position at the moment. Nevertheless, we still need to improve some areas. There's always a room for doing better some processes. Yeah.
Guys, would you like to share a funny story from your DryBMS trip over the years? Or there are no funny stories and there are only hard stories, fighting with right ship? Or
I don't know if it is fun or it is not fun. I was in a conference recently, and there were 3 charters on the panel, and somebody asked, okay, you are talking about right ship, you are talking about 3 out of 4 stars, you are talking about 2 stars that you will not accept a vessel. What do you think about DryBMS? And the answer was, what is this?
This is recent.
Very recent. Very recent. So, yeah, on one part it's fun, on the other part it shows that we need to do a lot of work with charters still, and we need to push hard as owners now for something that it is unique, and it's done with collaboration and cooperation to go forward. Otherwise, I will say again, I said it before, we are going to lose a big opportunity to show the industry that we can cooperate.
One thing I remember when we were discussing and approving the DryBMS as standard through the committee Spyros described in the beginning, that had selected representative from owners, managers all over the world, and charterers and right ship and experts and so on. There was a committee, and actually it was during COVID, and we had these meetings online to discuss, every couple of days we were discussing certain parts of the DryBMS standard. And what was funny was that we were voting because some processes passed with 20 out of 20 votes. Generally, there were differences. It took a month or so of this process. The people who promoted or voted for something that did not go through, in the beginning, they did not let go to it. They kept arguing and can I have the mic and raising hand and this. And although we had voted and said, 17 out of 20 said yes, let's move on. And the other 3 hand and click. And it was a good process to understand that sometimes, we have to accept majority. It's not only what we like. Yeah. Consensus, yeah.
Like we're going to have
democracy is killing these things. Yeah.
Like we're going to have in IMO this week.
Let's see what's going to happen. Yeah.
You see, when the big guys cannot sit down and discuss and agree with each other, we are the low level guys, we're trying to discuss and agree on standards, how we're going to govern our industry.
So if DryBMS was a slogan on a mug,
Slogan on a mug.
yes, what was that be? What would that be?
Slogan on a mug, eh?
Yes. It's off script. Don't check your question.
No, I had. No, I'm gonna look at it because actually I put a lot of thought on this question, and it's something I put down something that actually I feel represents me as an individual. Stop manage it, start leading it.
That's a good one.
Because let's get out of our comfort zone. Let's get out of what we are doing since 90. I started my career in the 90s. Now it's 2025. A lot of things are done pretty much the same way. Stop managing it, start leading it, move ahead, look ahead, use the tools that are there. So that's the motto I would put. Start leading it.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of the 5 pillars of DryBMS. This particular, let's lead it. Let's think about that. Let's be pioneers in that.
Spyros?
Update, upgrade, beyond checklists into excellence.
Very good. Very nice. Thank you, guys.
How about you, Petros?
The slogan?
Yes.
Well, for many years, I want to either erase, delete, or change safety first. Because I believe that what is going to happen if we just delete this from all ships? Are we less safe? I don't think so. Okay, so maybe we have to work on a more impactful slogan. So I always like to say the slogan, return home safely. I think that's more impactful than safety first, because safety first means, to my perspective, something different compared to your perspective.
100%.
Maybe for my...
There's no absolute safety.
Exactly. But return home safely, then it matters.
It's tangible.
For every person that is on board. Yeah.
And also for the people at the office who have to ensure that the procedures they will put in place
will ensure that people will go back to their homes safely.
Yes.
And to talk about people a little bit, sometimes we forget that the most valuable assets that we have as a company are the people. The people that are on board and that people are ashore. And we forget that. We talk about equipment, we talk about operations, we talk about procedures,
technology,
AI, and we don't think new fuels, and we don't think about people. So we need to give people a boost.
Let's go completely off script now. Questions to Spyros, or I don't know, what would you like to ask?
I would ask you.
Okay.
You are running a company successfully that, amongst others, it offers DryBMS auditing and gap analysis and so on. How do you see the oxymoron of a third party coming in to do the job that the company should be doing, but they are so either lazy or incompetent or lack knowledge or careless, and they do it just because they will, let's get a consultant to do this job for us, because it's a side track, it's a side process. Let them do it. How do you feel about that? What is your position about it? Is good business wise, but how do you see it as a business, as a shipping professional? Very difficult.
Well, I think I have the answer. When I started the company, I had the same feeling. How is it possible people working in a shipping company, and I have been working for shipping companies 14 years before I established Prevention and Sea. So I was thinking, how is it possible? Things that it's there, we should have been doing, auditing ourselves, ensuring that we follow ISM back then, where we didn't have DryBMS. How is it possible to invite a third company to do this job on behalf of you? Now, from all the discussions and meetings with clients and all this experience that we gained over the years, I concluded to 3 main factors. One is sometimes it's better to invite third company, a third eye, where once they say something to us, we have to follow. Whereas if someone internally would say the same thing, it's
maybe not listen.
They will not listen because maybe I don't trust you. Maybe I believe that I know better than you as a colleague.
It's not only this. A third eye can identify things that you consider given.
That's the third one. That's the second factor. That the third eye, because of the fact that we are in contact with many companies out there, so we see many best practices followed by companies. So they believe that we can share, and we do that actually, this kind of experience, information, best practices, whatever. So they can gain value from this working with us, let's say. And the third one, I think, is that it's the fast pace of the industry. You know, not all the companies, I think we know that, have auditors, dedicated auditors to do that. Usually they assign someone who is superintendent or operation manager or someone who will be doing this auditing stuff on the side. So they don't keep up with the regulation sometimes, especially if it is a technical superintendent, they have to fly and join ships for audits, surveys, dry dock. So it's very difficult for them to keep current and monitor the changes, the regulations, the best practices. So it's very, very, very difficult. And companies sometimes they don't invest in having let's say an auditing arm inside the company. And not to forget nowadays that there are standards out there like TMSA, DryBMS, maybe in the future, that is asking for third-party audits
as well.
So because for the reason that you mentioned before, how can we compare now what we believe for our side and what third eye believes that where we are actually. So I think these are the main.
So there is value.
There is value. And there is a reason. There is a reason behind that. This is what I realized. And it's very, very. It's a nice feeling, to be honest, when you share knowledge with people.
And you see things improving,
and you see things that.
And you remember, I went to this company,
exactly.
5 years ago, and now look what they have achieved. So you feel proud about that.
Yes, you feel well, you sleep well at night, first of all, and you feel proud of what you offer them. Because sometimes people they don't realize the value of our service because it's not material. It's not like you buy a mobile. We offer knowledge, best practices. And most of the time, sometimes people believe that, okay, I know that already, or I can find it somewhere else. Okay, I will copy this procedure for Maran because they do this well. We will do it as well. But they don't have the know-how, they don't have the people, they don't have the luxury to do that. So it's completely different story. Every company is a unique, story. And you have to listen to them, hear their problems, their needs, wear their shoes, and then start providing solutions or, let's say, suggestions how they can improve.
Definitely, there is room.
There is room, yes.
A need, actually.
There is a need, especially now with DryBMS and RISQ, that they both came in surface last year, 3.1 and DryBMS a few months earlier. So yeah, we see that inquiries are increasing towards us. I mean, because companies want to know what is.
Which is good.
It's good
It's
for
positive.
us.
Yeah.
But what I always say is that because Spyros said it's a baby, okay, and I feel the responsibility that we have to protect all of us this baby. And when we go to companies and we try to have an audit as an official DryBMS audit, at that moment we have to protect the standard, because the first reaction is we have this, we know that, and
We're doing it already. Yeah.
We're doing it already. Our self-assessment was 3.8. I went to a company and it was 3.8, the self-assessment. And when you start explaining them, and this is what I said before about interpretation, you have to have the right skills to explain them and for them to listen to you, that, guys, this is what you do is okay, to go the correct direction, but on top of that, the system or the standard requires to have also this and this and this, and this will help you to do that and that and that. Once you talk to in such a way to people, even owners or managing directors, they listen to you and they understand the value, because they see that there is someone there who will give them some advice
Definitely.
how to change things. So it's a very nice trip, I would say, for me personally and the company Prevention. I think we all finished the questions. Spyro, you have any question for Panos? Or
we never finish, Petro.
It's an endless discussion.
We could be here for another hour. Thank you for inviting us, me personally. I hope that the journey we started 6-7 years ago with DryBMS, finally it will materialize next year. And I hope that the industry embraces it and promotes it. Otherwise, we're going to lose the opportunity to cooperate.
Few words from you, Panos?
Just thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much,
Thank
guys.
you very much, Spyros.
I would like to share with you a small gift.
Thank you very much.
I brought for you. Thank you very much for our audience and the time they spent listening to us. I hope we managed to share some valued information and feedback and insights from our experience, and having you here, that actually you represent DryBMS and the BCA. You are the fathers, actually, of the system.
Servants.
Okay. And thank you very much, our audience. We will see you next in our next episode with my co-host again, perhaps. And until now, be safe, be happy, and be curious. We are in an industry that we have to be curious.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Petro, thank you. Spyro, thank you.